Hello students, today we are going to start with our chapter The Lost Child. This is the first chapter from our book Moments. So let's start. Prose 1, The Lost Child, and the writer of the chapter is Mulk Raj Anand. Let's read about the author first. Mulk Raj Anand was born on 12 December 1905. He was notable for his depiction of the lives of the poor people in traditional Indian society. He is admired for his novels and short stories. He was the recipient of the civilian honor Padma Bhushan. His first main novel, Untouchable, was published in 1935. His main novels are The Village, written and published in 1939, Across the Lap Waters, published in 1939, Coolie in 1936, The Private Life of an Indian Prince in 1953. He died of pneumonia in Pune on 28 September 2004 at the age of 99. A child goes to a fair with his parents. He is happy and excited and wants the sweets and toys displayed there. But his parents don't buy them for him. Why then does he refuse when someone else offers them to him? The story deals with a child, his mother and father. All the three went to a fair and the child was very happy and excited. I know we all are very excited whenever our parents take us out to a mall or to a cinema house, or you can say to any of the fair. And whenever we go out, we start demanding the things. The same was the case with this child also. He started demanding the things like sweets, toys, whatever things he passes by. But his parents don't buy them for him. It happens with us also. Every time our parents don't fulfill our demands, and whenever we say we want this, we want that, sometimes so they fulfill. But it's not the case every time. So, why then does he refuse when someone else offers him? So this is a question that everyone should think upon. Why then does he refuse when someone else apart from his parents offers them to him? उसने क्यों मना कर दिया जब किसी और ने उसको ऑफर किया? जब उसने कहा, किसी और ने कहा कि ओके आई विल बाय दोज थिंग्स फॉर यू, बट द चाइल्ड डिनाइड, but the child refused. So what was the thing? Let me introduce the chapter to you. Young children get attracted by little things around them and often force, or you can say press, their parents with demands to buy those things. However, their real happiness lies in being with parents. This chapter, The Lost Child, is a story about one such boy who cannot be tempted by anything in the absence of his parents. So let's start the reading of the chapter. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. So it was a festival of spring and a scene of a fair where everyone, some people were walking, some were on horses and some were on bullock carts, whatever the things were, everyone was in a hurry to reach the fair. There was one little boy who was actually very small and who was running between his father's legs. brimming over with life and laughter, full of life and laughter. He was very happy, he was very excited because he came to a fair with his mother and father. Come, child, come, called his parents as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined that way. So, whenever he saw something new, he just stopped in front of the shop and kept on looking at the things. And again, being called by his parents, come, let's move further, come, child, come. So, every time when he lagged behind, his parents used to call him, come, beta, come, we'll do it from the next shop, we'll shop from the next shop, we'll do shopping next time, whatever the things were. He hurried towards his parents, and the moment he heard his parents' voice, he all of a sudden start running. His feet obedient to their call. Very important. His feet obedient to their call. Whenever he listens the voice of his parents, he went on, but his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. Every time his eyes were moving or hanging around on the toys that he was seeing in the fair. His mind was there in the fair, but he has to go because his parents were calling him. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he couldn't suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Now, again and again, he kept on stopping at the things. He used to wait at one shop and the other and was actually waiting कि कब मेरी मम्मा पापा ये बोले कि okay, you can buy this. But the parents were not allowing. But the parents were not saying anything. And he knew very well that the cold stare of refusal in reality, his parents are going to refuse. His parents are not going to buy him anything. I want that toy, he pleaded. So at last he requested his parents, I want that toy. His parents looked at him red-eyed. Red-eyed basically means full of anger. So again, when he requested his parents that he want that toy, his parents gave him an angry look in his familiar tyrant's way, the way he used to. Tyrant basically is cruel. The way they used to give a look to him at home or somewhere also. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender. His mother was a bit kind-hearted lady, and giving him her finger to hold, said, look, child, what is before you? So mother, she knows that the child will cry or the child will not listen. So she just gave him her finger and said, come, we'll do that afterwards, or we'll come to this shop again. Right now, move on. So this is what basically our parents used to do. The same thing was happening with this child also. It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land. So now they entered to a flowering mustard field where there were yellow flowers, or it was a large area which was covered with green plants, green trees and mustard field or yellow flowers. A group of dragonflies were bustling about in their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. Since it was a mustard field, so there were some dragonflies, butterflies and each and every that kind of wings insects were also there. The child followed them in the air with his gaze. No, now he was a very small child. He got attracted towards the butterflies or those insects and started following them till one of them would still its wings and rest, and he would try to catch it every time. Whenever one or the other insect or dragonfly or butterfly sits on a flower, the child you can say the child started following that butterfly and wants to hold that, but it would go fluttering, and we all know the moment we try to catch a butterfly or something, dragonfly or something like that, it would just fly away. So the same thing was there with the child also, but it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air when he had almost caught it in his hands. जैसे ही वो उसको टच करने वाला था, and that very moment butterflies actually went up. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. Come child, come on the footpath. Again his mother gave him a cautionary call. She just called him, okay, let's move. Now it was the time that they should move away from this field. He ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while. Very light-hearted, again he started moving with his parents, and now he was walking abreast side of them for a while, being however soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Again he started leaving behind, again he was lagged behind, and because again he was attracted by the little insects or the worms, whatever, they were coming out just to enjoy the sunshine, they were coming out from the grass or from the trees to enjoy the sunshine. And the child, since he was very small child, he kept on attracting, he got attracted towards them again the parents called, come child, come. His parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. Now again they started calling, and this time parents were sitting and the child was moving here and there, and they were sitting under a tree, shade of a tree which has been called as grove, basically a very small garden covered by trees. He ran towards them, and the moment he heard the sound, he started running towards them. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. And the moment he entered that place where his parents were sitting on a bench or anything like that, so the moment he entered, the flowers started falling on his head from the trees, and he forget that he has to go with his parents, but instead of going with his parents, he started gathering or collecting all those flowers in his hands. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves. But another thing, what he heard? He heard the sound of doves. They are basically a type of a pigeon, and ran towards his parents shouting, the dove, the dove. The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands, and the moment he got up and started running towards the pigeons or towards the dove, whatever flowers he has collected in his hand all dropped down on the land. Come child, come, they called to the child, who had now gone running in the wild capers around the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow winding path which led to the fair through the mustard fields. And again they started moving, and this time again they were crossing through the mustard field. Come child, come, they called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers around the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. So from this field, from this mustard field, now from a very narrow lane, they entered to a fair. So this is all about 6 to 7 paragraphs of the chapter. In the next video, we will read more about it.